Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, March 5th, 2025, 7:16 p.m. And I'm running a little behind tonight. That's because, as far as going to bed on time, and that's because I forced myself to get this questionnaire form done and completed. So I had a lot of this done already, but after seeing how Mina runs his stuff, I just think that I've been overcomplicating a few things. And so I'm just trying to dial things back and make them simple. One of those things was going from an outside sourced form software, such as Needle Form. They're still the GOAT, but I just learned something about the podcast shit I use. Holy hell. But that is going from Needle Form, which is still the best, to the integrated form that's within the software that I use for coaching, which is Everfit. So within there we have, let me see if I can pull it up really quick. We've just got, the idea here is to make the onboarding process very seamless and very fast for the client, because I don't want them to have buyer's remorse. That was a big focus that I found in Mina's program. So when they join, so the idea is that we're on the call. I am able to successfully get them to sign up for the program. And the idea is to use the line, I think I've said it in some role plays, which I haven't done on the podcast in a minute, but it's to say, hey, so I'm going to send you the investment link. Once you take care of that, I'll be able to send you the questionnaire form. And before we get off the call, you'll be inside the program. And that's the key phrase right there. Before you get off this call, meaning, hey, you're going to take care of the payment, and then I'm going to walk you through the next steps, AKA don't hang up on me, don't bail on me. We're going to get this done. So the reason why it's beneficial to have it it's called Everfit. That's the software I use. Why it's beneficial to put the form inside the whatever you want to call it, the onboarding process or the intro or whatever, is because that allows me to send them the link. That, first of all, that allows me to say that line on the call, which is very powerful. It'll allow me to suggest that if they want access to the program by the end of this call, which should be in the next 5 minutes, right, that they will fill out the investment and get that taken care of. Then once they sign up, they go and they get access to, I send them the link to the app. They download it, they sign up, all that stuff. I'm on the call walking them through how to do all this, by the way. And then they click on it, they set up their account, and then voila, they get taken into the questionnaire. And it's not 100% done. I got to change some photos and the colors and all that shit. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. Let's do it right now. Let's edit this. Add the image, drop a file here. Let's go to recents. That would be Dropbox, Legion Excellence, graphics. Okay, here we go. Load it up. Save. Why didn't it save? Is this shit ugly? No, it's not loading either way. What's going on here? This might be ugly. Hold on. Preview. Well, not a big deal. Anyway, so there's actually a lot of questions here. There's 47 questions. The other thing that this allows me to do is, well, again, it allows me to give them into the program, the app access, and I walk through them, which is a value add, which is me providing that one-on-one, walking them through the program, right? And then at the very end, there's the agreement. And so there's a spot for them to sign as well. So that rids me of having to use another software. I think it would be much better, more official to use the other softwares. But this is all in one spot. It's one less thing I have to worry about. And it just improves the onboarding for the client. So there's the agreement that I just copied, pasted into the description of a question. So the question says, by signing below, you confirm that the above questions are answered truthfully and to the best of your ability. You are also confirming you have read the form below and agree to the terms and conditions of the Legion Excellence Program. And then below we have a huge, not huge, maybe 2 pages worth of the terms and conditions, what's expected for them, what's expected of me, and then they just sign. Now, once they sign, I don't know if this is legally binding, but it seems like that's not really a concern for a lot of these coaches that are in the program that I'm in. Seems like if somebody bails and they just ghost you, then just let it be. continue to follow up, continue to nurture them, continue to add value to or make content around that type of person. So you can always extract a win from the negative. And if that means you lose money, then so be it, man. I think it might be worse if you chase a client or that you take them to collections or something like that, and then they give you a 1-star review, because then somebody's going to see that. And, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star reviews, those are pretty detrimental, So anyway, that's what I did today. Took about 2 hours because I was copy pasting from the other, but it's a different format and it's not as seamless as just plug it in and play in. Everything's got to have a new, what do you want to call it? New format. So I got that taken care of. There were some errors, so I would finish it and then it would say, oh, no, it didn't work. And then I'd have to redo it. But we got it done, so that's cool. It's all good to go. I actually got to turn this off. Publish, preview, cancel, edit. I don't know what the fuck this is. Okay, well, anyway, what I'm going to do real quick before I forget is I'm going to go to the onboarding flow. We're going to edit the onboarding flow. We're going to choose the form that people get when they log in. And it's going to be check-in form, questionnaire. Good to go. Save changes. Okay, so now that that's done. See, that's a big chunk of work done. It took about 2 hours today, and it feels good. It feels good to work on my own stuff and get that done. So pretty cool. So now that I have that done, another thing that I did tonight was I posted on my Instagram story for the first time in a while about the testimonials and the written wins and stuff from clients. So I just made a little template, a little Photoshop thing, and it just says Allegiant Excellence, the physical and mental transformation program for men. And then below that, it's a bunch of blank empty space that I can put wins from clients and people who are doing the blade and things like that, just for social proof, so people can see that I'm a credible coach and I can help them with their goals. So I posted that. I have 4 wins on there, just screenshots of what people have texted to me, and I put those on there. So my goal is to do that more often, and if I have to recycle some, then I recycle some, so be it. But the idea is to do that almost nonstop. Focus on doing that very often. So that's that. So remember I talked about, I don't know, maybe a week ago, how I have this note on my phone. I'm going to write down all the things that I want to talk about on this show there, so that when it comes time to record, I'll always have something to talk about. That's what I'm going to do. So I have a couple of things that I want to talk about today, and I'm going to hurry and run through these so I can get to bed. So first thing today is, second thing, we already talked about almost 10 minutes worth of shit. I unfollowed every single person on my Instagram account, every single person. So I currently follow 0 people. So at the time of this recording, I have 144 posts, 172 followers, and I'm following 0 people. And the reason for unfollowing everybody is just so that I can get a clean slate and that I can start utilizing, or I guess focus on utilizing this platform, Instagram, for running a business rather than any kind of content consumption. And I plan to follow people to get my name in their notification box so that they can see me and decide to follow me if they want. Boost followers, I can get some likes, save shares, whatever, and hopefully make a sale. So that's the point of that. Now, I literally mean 0. I don't follow anybody. I don't follow my mom. I don't follow Eddie Frisella. I don't follow anybody. I don't follow Lexi, nothing. And the reason this is not important to me, the social media and followers and all that shit, cry me a river if this hurts your feelings or whatever. This means not a goddamn thing to me. We can be friends in real life. We can be best friends. We can be coworkers. We can be whatever. You can be my gym buddy. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to follow you on a platform on the internet to solidify the friendship or the relationship. Fuck all that. So anyway, I'm sure that, because people have those apps that tell you who unfollowed you. And I used to have that when I was, I'm not saying this to be a dick, but I think I had that when I was 16. So when I was a little kid, I had that shit because I cared about it. But now I just couldn't give one fuck. I can't find one. I can't find a fuck to give. But anyway, so the idea is to also clear how I've been using Instagram, so that way the feed the content that gets suggested to me is stuff that I might be beneficial for me. So right now it's a bunch of bodybuilding shit. And not that I don't care about it, but I don't care. I want to learn more about philosophy and science and books and reading and things like that, entrepreneurship and business. That's what I want my feed to be about. But it's not going to go to that if I keep on liking and saving and sharing the funny memes and shit that are, you just fucking rot your brain. You just get sucked into that cycle. You're not reading anything. You're not trying to think. You're just watching videos. And I don't want to get sucked into that. I want my stuff to be full of philosophy and full of research. That's what I like. That's what I want. Also, don't want to be having any kind of TikTok brain. So anyway, that's that. So let's click that off. Boom. Okay, so another thing very small, and this, it's very, very small, but it is such a big win for me. And that is at work today. I was just wearing my new shirt that I have. It's just a long sleeve, and it's just salmon pink colored. That's it. I was wearing that, and I got a compliment. Someone said, dude, you look huge as shit wearing that shirt. And I thought, and I said, no, it's just me. I'm huge as shit. And he said, oh, yeah, well, and we laughed. But having a compliment like that when you've been feeling so shitty about your physique, that is awesome. And so I just wanted to come on here and document that a compliment really went a long way. And I always said that I don't give shit about the words of affirmation. That stuff I don't really give a fuck. But sometimes it helps for just a minute. So there's that. It's a very cool feeling today. And then two more things. So I finished the book, The Obstacle is the Way. Finally finished it. And I wrote, let me just grab it really quick. Hold on. I keep that shit in my backpack. Okay. So, yeah, I keep everything in my backpack. Keys, wallet, phone, cat card, books, change of clothes, gym equipment, pens, everything in my backpack. So that's like my purse. But anyway, finished The Obstacle is the Way. I started it on February 4th, 2025, and I finished it today, March 5th, 2025. So if you want to say that because February was 2 days short, that I would have finished today on March 3rd, if you want to equate the dates, because they're missing 2 days in February. The book took me exactly a month to read, which is pretty cool. So book is done. And now I got to say something. So what I did this time was something I've never done before. So every time I came across a word that I didn't know, I would just highlight it and then box it in. So I just flipped to a random page. Now, I talked about this before, but there's words that I use, and I know how to use them in sentences, but I don't actually know what they mean. And so anytime I came across a word that, even if I knew what it meant in the context of the sentence, I would still box it and highlight it, and I would look it up. And I made a whole project. I made a whole instruction thing in my own GPT, if you want to call it that, on ChatGPT. So I would just type in a word, and then it gives me the name, or it gives me the definition, how to pronounce it, if it's a noun, adjective, or verb, and then the definitions for each of those. All the different words it can make with the different prefixes, all the different words it can make with the different suffixes, and all the different words it can make with a combination of the two. And then the origin of the word, and then I think that's it. So when I type in a word, it gives me all that. So what I would do is, for example, I just flip to a random page, and these are the words that I wanted to know the actual definition of, or I didn't know what they meant at all. So melancholy, debilitating, penchant, body, B-A-W-D-Y, brooding, and rural. And this is a half page, and there is 6 words that I didn't know. So I'm reading along, I find these words, I highlight them, and then I type these words into ChatGPT, then I look at the definitions, then I get my pen out, and then I write in the margins the definitions for each. And the intent there is, I think I want to read these books more, and so the next time I read through it, I don't have to stop and highlight and circle words and define them. I can just read, and I can just refer to the definition that I wrote and just keep on going. So if I want to write more or learn more, I can do that, but that's the idea. And again, this is a half page and there's 6. So what I would do is I would write the word, I'd write the definition in the margin, and then after I did all of the ones in the specific chapter, I would come to the very front of the book, and I'm talking where there's not even a page. I'm writing on the cover, on the front. behind the front cover on the front page, if that makes sense. So you open the cover up, it's the blank part of the cover on the back. So I wrote down every single word and the page that it was on. And I'm just going to roughly calculate how many words there are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Well, 50, actually. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9.5. So we'll just call it 10. There's 500 words that I said, I don't really know what that means. 500. And I'm just going to read some words that I just don't know what they mean, so you can understand that I'm not just saying, what the hell does beautiful mean? So there's inculcate, imperturbable, sang-froid, bemoaning, upheaval, befell, pestilence, bearing, keel, relinquished, obligingly, tumult, baser, aristocrat, stealing, perturbation, domestication, contempt, euphemisms, ornamentation, dispassionately, undaunted, steersman, girds, quip, ominous, detriment, tentative, provisional, marshaled, mustard, parse, frittered, constructs, strenuous, malleable, adamant, foray, aghast, indefatigable, eloquently, impotent, I don't even know what the fuck that is. I think I tried to write preconceptions. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I have preconceptions about this particular thing that's happening. But what does that actually mean, you know? So I just defined it, right? Concessions, duplicity, analog, conniving, repulsive, corollary, stiffen, sinews, post hoc, martyrdom, commonplace, brashness, predicaments, orator, effeminate, subduing, impediment, dally, delude, gusto, strife, coherent, pragmatism, savvy, suffrage, chaperones, slighted. And that's all that I just said was in the first 70 pages of this 200-page book. What's crazy is that was when they were very spread out. There's 100 words between one page. I'm not even lying when I say this. There's 100 words between page 107 and 123. So in 16 pages, there's 100 words that I just was like, I don't really know what this means. So that just takes up a lot of time. So if you want to say that it takes 10 seconds, well, I don't know, it probably takes more than that. If you want to say that it takes 20 seconds to type in a word, write the definition, highlight it, box it in, whatever. We have 500 words times 20 seconds. That's 1,000 seconds. So that's an extra, what is that, an extra hour and a half spent. So I share all this because I've never done this before. I've always just been a passive reader, so I just read. And for a point in time, I would just read to read. That was it. Just to say that I read a book a week or whatever. And that's pretty baller if you can do that and comprehend everything. That's pretty cool. But I don't want to spend the time to read 30, 40 pages a day because I'm a slow-ass reader. And I hate saying that. I'm not a slow-ass reader. Seems like recently I just read slow, but I'm not that. I just have been doing that. So positive self-talk, huh? But yeah, so when I flip through the pages, it's very cool because there's so many things that are highlighted, so many sentences, paragraphs, stars, exclamation points, question marks, so many words that I don't know. So watch, I'm just going to flip open to this page right here. So page 66, it says Demosthenes locked himself away underground, literally in a dugout he had built in which to study to educate himself. To ensure he wouldn't indulge in outside distractions, he shaved half his head so he'd be too embarrassed to go outside. And I put a bracket around this, and I put focus in big, bold letters because they're talking about focus in this chapter. So this guy dug himself a hole. And this we're talking like ancient times, but this guy dug himself a hole, shaved his head only half so he'd be too embarrassed to go out, reinforcing the fact that he needs to stay in his little dugout and focus on the task at hand. And I thought, holy shit, that's next level focus. So let me flip to another page. So we'll go, we got 109 here. I don't think I have, no, nothing written here, just definitions of words. Oh, no, we got this. So I highlighted, remember, sometimes the longest way around is the shortest way home. And this is, what are they talking about here? This is talking about the flank attack. So I'm going to flip to one more page and I'm going to call it, and I got one more thing I want to talk about. It's very short, but we'll go to this page. Okay, so I don't think, yeah, I did right. Okay, so we have, there's actually quite a bit on here, so I'm just going to read a couple. But I highlighted, it doesn't always feel that way, but constraints in life are a good thing, especially if we can accept them and let them direct us. They push us to places and to develop skills that we'd otherwise never have pursued. Would we rather have everything? Sure, but that isn't up to us. And then going off of that, a couple paragraphs down, it says, if someone we know took traffic signals personally, we would judge them insane. Yeah, this is exactly what life is doing to us. It tells us to come to a stop here, or that some intersection is blocked, or that a particular road has been rerouted through an inconvenient detour. We can't argue or yell this problem away. We simply accept it. And then one more paragraph down. When a doctor gives you orders or a diagnosis, even if it's the opposite of what you wanted, what do? You accept it. You don't have to like or enjoy the treatment, but you know that denying it only delays the cure. And then I wrote acceptance of situations with 2 big stars, which is exactly what this is. So so this whole book is about the obstacle is the way. When things come up in the path, you try to avoid them, you try to go around them, but that actually becomes the thing that's going to progress you forward, which is the obstacle that you're faced with. And so again, it doesn't always feel that way, but constraints in life are a good thing, especially if we accept them and let them direct us. And the constraints meaning an obstacle or adversity or a problem or whatever. They push us to places and to develop skills we'd otherwise never have pursued. Would we rather have everything? Sure, but that isn't up to us. So, yeah, we want to have all the stuff, all the glory, all the achievements or whatever, but that's not up to us. So the things that are presented in front of us, again, the obstacles, the challenges, whatever, that is then what you pursue. And because you do that, you develop skills you otherwise wouldn't have if you hadn't done that in the first place. And in the end, it's probably a very good thing, or a requirement that you did those things that you wouldn't have otherwise done. So anyway, all that to say, this book was very good. I will admit that I spent a lot of time trying to define words and learn words rather than focusing 100% of my time, energy, and effort into learning the book itself. But there's a lot of good shit. Matter of fact, today I'm going to read a little bit more because this stuff's cool to me. But the very last... Let's see, where is it? The very last chapter, it just has so much good shit. It's called Final Thoughts. So I guess maybe it's not a chapter, it's just the final thoughts. Yeah, it's the chapter. So I'm just going to read a few. So it says, bad stuff will happen. We can turn even this to our advantage. Always. It's an opportunity. Always. And if our only option is simply to be a good person and practice forgiveness, well, that's still a pretty good option. Even though they did not always overcome it in the way they intended or expected, each individual emerged better and stronger. And that's talking about the unexpected route to success. What stood in the way becomes the way. What impeded action in some way advanced it. It's inspiring, it's moving, it's an art we need to bring into our own lives. And I love this right here. So not everyone looks at obstacles, often the same ones that you and I face, and sees reason to despair. In fact, they see the opposite. They see a problem with a ready solution. They see a chance to test and improve themselves. And this is something Andy Frisella talks about all the time. When you're having a shitty day or you don't want to do your outdoor workout, or if you have a thing that's coming up in business or whatever, he says to always see it as a test and make sure that you pass those test days. Because when you have a whole lineup of test days that you've successfully overcome in the past or overcame in the past, that gives you more confidence for the future, for when the other ones happen, that will inevitably happen. So let's see. First, see clearly. Next, act correctly. Finally, endure and accept the world as it is. Our actions give us the confidence to ignore or control our perceptions. One of the things that they talked about in this book, and I can't remember which page it was, but the Stoics believed that things aren't inherently good or bad. They just are. It's our perception toward those things and how we perceive those things to be good or bad. So something, you lose your job. You lost your job, period. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It is a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you perceive it. But for somebody who is, I'm not going to even dive into that. But yeah, things aren't good or bad. It's just how you perceive them. And then a Stoic, I like this because they defined it. So philosopher and writer Nassim Nicholas Taleb. I butchered the fuck out of that. A Stoic is someone who transforms fear into prudence, pain into transformation, mistakes into initiation, and desire into undertaking. So that's pretty cool. There's a saying in Latin, I don't know how to pronounce this shit, viris acquirit iundo, which means we gather strength as we go. That's how it works. That's our motto. And then one more thing. No, a couple more things. Shit, fuck. So under pressure and trial, we get better, become better people, leaders, and thinkers, because those trials and pressures will inevitably come, and they won't ever stop coming. So I wrote on here, the shitstorm never ends, meaning when people say, oh, I'll wait till this calms down, or I'll wait till I finish this, or I'll wait till I, this happens and I can start focusing on this or whatever. Shit's always going to be happening. It's always going to be coming. And if you just understand that it won't ever stop, it kind of gives you a weird backwards level of peace that, okay, well, it's always going to be, quote, shitty. May as well start now. I got two more and then I'm done for real. And I think this is cool because let's see who said this. I think this is just the author talking. So this is Ryan Holiday. So he just, this whole chapter was about all the different people who have been philosophers of Stoicism and Stoics and all that stuff. So some of the names that he put on here were Marcus Aurelius. Oh shit, where is it? Oh, it's right here. Wait, where the fuck is it? Where the hell is it? Oh, right here. So we have Marcus Aurelius, Cato, Seneca, Thomas Jefferson, James Stockdale, Epictetus, Theodore Roosevelt, George Washington, and they put Tim Ferriss in here. So he's talking about these people. They were nothing special, nothing that we are not just as capable of being. What they did was simple, not easy, but let's say it once again and just to remind ourselves. And this is the outing of the book here. See things for what they are, do what we can, endure and bear what we must. What blocked the path now is the path. What blocked the path now is a path. What once impeded action advances action. The obstacle is the way. And I put a shit ton of stars around that. And I said they are nothing special. They just viewed, bared, and endured. They overcame and advanced. They followed their obstacles. So I'm done talking about this. I just think it's very, very helpful. It's a great frame of mind. It's a great compass because they're just talking about just being a good fucking human being, practicing hard work, discipline, focusing on themselves, and not in a selfish way, but their thoughts, their awareness, their strengths, their weaknesses, their calmness, their emotions, just focusing on all of that and ensuring that we're in control of that shit and never acting out of order, always being a good person, always being a good man, all that shit. So now that that's done, I'm going to take Ego is the Enemy because I bought 3 books. I remember talking about that about 35 episodes ago. And Ego is the Enemy is another one I bought. So I bought Obstacle is the Way, Ego is the Enemy, Stillness is Key. So I'm going to read Ego is the Enemy next. And we'll go from there. That one's, I think, 30 pages longer than this one. But what I'm going to do this time is I'm not going to do the definitions of the words. I'm not going to write the words on the cover. I'm going to reformulate my GPT so that it gets me the definitions all in one place. And I'm just going to copy paste that into a Word doc. And then once that's done, I'm going to sort that into alphabetical order. And then I'm sure that there's AI out there that I can make flashcards with Quizlet or something like that very simply with just a quick copy and paste. I'm sure of it. And then that way, after I read it, I can just have everything already ready to go, and I can start quizzing myself on these words that I'm learning. Because I did learn, I wrote 500 words here that I didn't know, and I'm not going to say that I memorized all 500 of these words. I wish I could, but my focus was not there, and it should have been. But yeah, if I can make it simpler, put it on Quizlet or something like that, then that'd be great. So that's the idea there. So anyway, that's all I got for this one. And now one more thing, and I'm going to shut the fuck up so I can do a role play and go to bed. Also, today is day 16 of Blade 1. It's the furthest I've made it. So very exciting shit. So woke up on time, was not late anywhere. Did my rigor. I actually picked up some nasty toilet paper around a shitter at work today. So also did probably 4 other things, but yeah, it counts. So, and yeah, just got to do the role play and we're done. Day 16 in the books, thank goodness. So we are officially over halfway done, which is very cool. So that means we only have 2 more weeks after today and we're done. So looking at the calendar, March 20th is when I'll wake up and I'll be done. And that is so exciting. Very exciting. Anyway, so that's done. Boom, boom, boom. So the other thing is I renewed my lease today. So I got 6 more months left. So I was set to move out next month, but that's weird because it's already been a year. That's really weird that it's been a year because I remember when I first recorded a show here and I was screaming because I could. So if you're curious about what episode that would be around 300 episodes ago. So that'd be 200-ish. Should we just take a gander real quick? No, I don't want to. It's around episode 200, though, because that was 300 days ago. It was around there, for sure. But, yeah, it's already been a year. But anyway, yeah. So I renewed it, so I'm going to be here for another 6 months. I didn't do a full year or anything like that. It's kind of weird because they gave me an option for 6 months, 7 months, 12 months, or 14 months, all of which were the same price. Or I could just go month to month for an extra $150 a month. Eat my ass. No, thank you. So, yeah, I'm going to be here for another 6 months. Well, from today, it's going to be another 8 months because I'll be out of here at the end of October. So if that is, so we have March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So it's 8 months away. So 8 times, so it's 240. So around episode 740-ish, I'll be moving out of here. And the plan actually is to, you know what, maybe I'm not even going to share that yet. Yeah, who gives a fuck? So the plan is Lexi and I are going to get a place together because her lease expires the end of September. Mine would expire at the end of October. And things are going so well that I feel like this would be, if we're talking financially speaking, fucking great, smart, you know. If we're talking relationship wise, everything is going so great that this is something that I feel is a very good thing. I feel like it's, yeah. And who knows, maybe, I love you, babe. I'm just saying this to be funny. Maybe we live together and it's like, oh, fuck, you suck. I'm out, you know? So as a joke, just a joke. I guarantee you that's going to make the quotes below in the description. And I'm joking. Just want to clarify, for fuck's sake. Love you, babe. Anyway, so yeah, that'll happen. Looks like we have certain places that are higher priority to check out. Some of them are actually right down the road from where she lives. So moving will be a breeze for her because I don't own shit. So it'll be, well, now I do. I have 2 desks. I have 2 desks and a bed. That's what I have to move. I mean, I got some other shit. I got a couple shelves, a whiteboard. That's it. A bed frame, which I'm sure I'm going to junk. I bought this current bed frame that I have now because it has under the bed storage, but I've never used it once. And my mattress is oversized for the bed frame itself. And yeah, so I don't really know, but whatever. It's going to be okay. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's 8 months away. But yeah, nonetheless, something exciting to look forward to. So anyway, that's all I got. That's all I wanted to talk about. So we will, let's see. Okay, that's it. That's all I got today. Did not want this to be 35 minutes long. I wanted this to be 7 minutes long. And I probably should have spaced out all these topics to different episodes, but it is what the fuck it is. So with that being said, appreciate you guys listening to the show. Peace out. That's it for today. If you got some sort of value or you were entertained, please consider leaving a rating on the platform that you're listening on. It helps a ton. If you are looking for a more polished version of this show, you can check out the Allegiant Excellence podcast, where I go deep into mindset, discipline, fitness, and personal development as a man. And don't forget to check out the links below and read the description. There are sometimes things written there that didn't quite make it on the episode. So thank you so much for your ongoing support in a guy that has massive ambition but nothing to show for it quite yet. And as always, thank you for taking time out of your day to listen and support. I'll see you tomorrow. Dude, I'm the fucking coach. That means you're the prospect. That means I'm the coach.
Got it. So what's your biggest concern about joining the program?
I made the program. You want to join it. I'm the coach.
Got it. So what's holding you back from starting?
Starting what?
Starting the transformation program. What's making you hesitant?
Hesitant to do what? Because I made it. I created it.
Right. So what's making you unsure about joining the program?
I don't have to join it. I fucking created it. What about you?
Got it. I'm interested in the program, but considering my options.
There
What's
we go.
unique about your program?
My program is the same as your program. What about yours?
Mine focuses on mental resilience and personalized fitness. What's your approach?
Eggs. Got you, bitch. That's funny. All right, well, let's dive into it. So I'm the